everybody's talking about Brock Purdy and all the weapons, and he's a system quarterback. They're going to face a Baltimore team, and everybody's talking about Lamar Jackson. This is a matchup that I think folks just can't wait to see.
Yeah, you wonder, at what point do you just kind of concede that Brock Purdy is a heck of a quarterback? You know, I think he's played as well as any San Francisco quarterback since Steve Young. And Steve Young and Joe Montana, they both had Bill Walsh, great players around them. He's got great players around him. He's stepped up and he's played great. I think the matchup to me that's really fascinating is the one that with the San Francisco defense versus Lamar Jackson. He's 19-1 versus NFC teams. Why is that? One, they don't see him. Two, how do you simulate him during the week? You can't. You can't simulate Lamar Jackson. But conversely, I think they can't simulate San Francisco's defense. That defensive front, Warner at backer. Will they spy Jackson like they did versus Philadelphia with Jalen Hurts? Warner at 10 yards. Their speed on that defense at every level is so good, and I think that's a great matchup.
I mean, both of these teams are 11-3. You haven't had a matchup like this only twice in the last 50-plus years where teams this good meet this late in the season. And you look at this, and for Baltimore, number one rushing team in the league, but losing Keaton Mitchell, that was a big loss for them. But but they're going to lean on what they do. They're still going to run the ball. And for San Francisco, you got Armstead is out. Hargrave is questionable. That's the interior of that defense. But one thing that has worked out well for the 49ers, that big trade when they brought over the defensive end Chase Young from Washington. Now Nick Bosa's leading the league in sacks. I don't think that's not just a coincidence. It's because of all the attention that Young brings to this defense. But you look at this, and there are three MVPs in this game, potential MVPs. You got Purdy, you got McCaffrey, and on the other side you have Lamar Jackson. So I think this is going to be a good Christmas treat for all of us to sit back and watch these two teams compete.
Well, first of all, I don't see anyone that can emulate Lamar Jackson.
Nobody.
Because of his speed.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Tyreek Hill. If you look at what happened with Baltimore, when they lost to Cleveland, they went into Cleveland. The key to that game was that, number one, yes, Cleveland played well and got turnovers, but Lamar Jackson threw the pick six. When he threw the pick six, all of a sudden he gave Cleveland back in the game down by 1 point. Yep. Then Lamar couldn't end the drive, close the drive out, so they had to punt with very little time left. Cleveland got a field goal and upset Baltimore. When they play the 49ers, here's what's I think is going to happen. You're going to have to rely on the San Francisco 49ers messing up, because in their 3-game losing streak, Brock Purdy was responsible for 7 turnovers. That's how they lost. They don't do that anymore. They're playing great. So when you look at the 49ers, when you look at the Ravens, man, you're talking about one of those games just very simply. Say it's all year long. Who creates turnovers? Who has a big play? And that's the difference in the ball game.
Kurt, you got me confused. This is not real snow. I woke up this morning and I thought it snowed in Los Angeles.
No, it's snow. It's man-made snow.
Where's the machine? I hadn't seen a machine out here.
Didn't say man-made machine. It said man-made. A man made it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, now, you look at this Baltimore 49er team. Lamar
he has these moments. Every now and then he has these moments, ladies and gentlemen.
What exactly?
Please alone.
I'm a little lost.
What was that?
Hey, I don't know.
We don't know either. That's the problem.
Do you need a snack?
Oh, man. How's your blood sugar level? Go ahead, Jimmy.
It's a big one.
Not the big one.
All right, go ahead.
Lamar Jackson,
okay.
When Lamar Jackson first came into the league, everybody thought he was just a runner. He is showing that he can throw the football. 66% completion. And you look at it right now, they may be the best team in all of football, with or without snow.
Man-made snow.
All right, here.
Man-made snow.
I don't know if I'm still clear as to where he's going.
You know it's a different day when you tell that analogy earlier and I actually understood it. Yeah. And then when Jimmy tells one, we're completely confused. Yeah. You two are swapped. Usually the other way around.
So let me ask you this one question about this game here. Is this a Super Bowl preview? We saw them in the Super Bowl against one another a couple of years ago.
I agree.
I think it is. You can make the case that Baltimore and San Francisco are 1 and 2. Right? Michael mentioned it. This late in the season, and usually it's a division game. The division games, like for example, Minnesota plays Detroit twice in the next 3 weeks, and they might play Minnesota again in the playoffs in the opening round.
Only thing missing here is it's not in Vegas.
Oh, that's
the
where
Super
they
I think
play
the
Super
rematch
Bowl.
will be in
Hey,
Vegas in the
And the
Super Bowl.
fact you have to understand also, we've seen this all year long.
Yeah.
We jump all over Baltimore. We jump all over the 49ers, and then they what? They lose a
Lay it
game we
down.
didn't think
Here's
they
the,
did.
here's the thing in recent years, it's been this. Lamar hasn't been healthy this time of the year. He's healthy, he's smart, he's getting down, he knows when to slide, he knows when to go out of bounds. He probably is asked to do more for that team on offense than anyone else. And that's the case for him for MVP.
And with both teams, they got to stay healthy. Look at the 49ers when they lost Samuel. Look at the 49ers as far as Purdy last year. Look at the 49ers when they lost Trent Williams.
Yeah.
So they all have to stay healthy to make it to the Super Bowl.
That's the one thing that's derailed San Francisco. That's the only thing that stopped San Francisco.
You know, you said Trent Williams is kind of funny because when they lost all those others, they kept winning. But when they lost Trent Williams, they started losing.
A lot of people argue Trent
The left
Williams,
tackle.
the left tackle, may be the best player in all of football right now.